Oh my gosh, all insanity broke loose yesterday while I was sleeping. It's absolutely crazy. So I figured I would make a video just sharing with you guys my thoughts on what what's happening and what's going on and with Boogie and getting exposed. So what happened yesterday was or a few days ago actually, Keemstar had a 4th of July party. Now, of course, the Lolcows were invited to this 4th of July party. So it was Boogie and Wings that went. Tommy couldn't go because, of course, Tommy lives in Germany. And Boogie and Wings only went for 2 days. Now, this frustrated Keemstar to the death. Well, not to the death, but he was super frustrated about Boogie and Wings only staying there for 2 days at his house for 2 days and then leaving. And Keemstar actually ended up having a venting live stream on the Lolcal live YouTube channel, and this sparked like a domino effect. So what happened after this venting that Keemstar had? The Lolcows the very next day, yesterday, went on a live stream on the channel or had a live stream on the channel, and they were reacting to Keemstar's vent. Now, while they were reacting to Keemstar venting, Keemstar ended up being on the live and called in. And while Keemstar was on the live, Keemstar exposed Boogie for lying to CoffeeZilla about Boogie or Keemstar not paying Boogie. So what happened was recently Boogie was exposed for scamming his fans um, out in a crypto pump and dump by CoffeeZilla. And one of the lies that Boogie said was that Keemstar was not paying him for Lolcal Live, so and that he needed the money. Um, and uh, Keemstar was pissed off that he lied about that, and then so there was a back and forth on the live stream that was happening, and then all of a sudden Keemstar invites in Destiny. Now Destiny completely exposes Boogie for lying about his cancer because Destiny was doubting it, and I'm actually kind of glad it was Destiny to do it because Destiny is like a reliable source. He's not one to normally lie about situations like that. I think if it were anybody else in the commentary community, we would kind of be labeled as assholes. So I think it was good that it was Destiny. Um, Another credible source in commentary is Mudahar, but Mudahar has had a few back and forths or a few issues with Boogie. So I don't think Mudahar would be um, a great person to expose Boogie because Boogie could easily say he has a biased opinion or he's being petty or stupid or whatever. Because we all know Boogie's going to make like a ton of excuses. But anyways, so it was Destiny that exposed him. Um, it the exposing was definitely shocking and crazy, and we're going to go through all of that today. But before we go through that, we are going to go through this initial video that Boogie made 2 years ago, saying his form of or saying how he was diagnosed with this supposed cancer. So let's get into it.
I often say, though, every day that I wake up is a good day. It's the one day that I don't wake up that sucks. So I've been debating for a while to talk to you guys about this, but I hope it brings you guys a little bit of clarity about some of the videos I've made in the last month or so. Because, well, you remember about 3 weeks back I said that I likely could potentially have a form of cancer.
I feel like he's just like, he knows that he's lying right there, so he doesn't have anything else to say. So he's just going to sigh like that. Like, just even even watching that now just makes me feel like he's manipulating his audience. It's absolutely disgusting. But let's continue.
Turns out I got a rare blood cancer called polycythemia vera, which basically makes your body produce too many red blood cells.
Okay, so I'm going to pause it right here. So I take this situation with Boogie very personal. And the reason why I take this personal is, and I'm actually very pissed off that he lied about this situation, is because recently my boyfriend and I had gone through a situation like this. Boyfriend, I boyfriend was having consistently having high blood pressure issues. So we had gone to the doctor because we were both concerned about his consistent high blood pressure. Um, and boyfriend had to go through a few doctors to get tested for several disorders, and we couldn't figure anything out. He did a sleep study, and because we thought he had sleep apnea, and the sleep study concluded that he had sleep apnea. But the doctor wanted to make sure that he didn't have any kind of other disorder. So what the doctor told us to do, or his primary care doctor told us to do, was to go to this blood specialist or this blood doctor. And the blood doctor was going to test us or test boyfriend for the polycythemia disorder. And it wasn't specifically the Vera type. So it was just the mild, the just regular polycythemia. So we did the blood test, but before we got into the blood test, our primary care doctor kind of warned us about polycythemia vera. So he kind of said, we just want to rule out if it is polycythemia vera, or if it isn't. So we're both prepared when we both went to the blood doctor. I was really worried for boyfriend. I could tell um, boyfriend was being strong. He's always like that. He doesn't like to let these things get to him. So he was um emotionally strong for the both of us. So um yeah, I I'm so sorry. It brings me to tears just talking about this, but so we went to the blood doctor and we got tested. And he actually thankfully doesn't have it, but he does have disorder where it's polycythemia. He doesn't have the Vera type, but the doctor told us because he has this blood disorder that he has to donate blood very frequently, and he has to take baby aspirin to control his blood pressure. So what I think happened was Boogie went through the same thing and just automatically assumed that it was the polycythemia vera. So let's continue. It's just I take this I take this situation very personal.
And when I started taking that testosterone supplement 7 or 8 years ago, however long it's been, we knew that this was a possibility. You never think you're going to be the guy who gets that side effect, though, right? You never think it's going to be you. But sometimes it is. It has to be somebody. But the good news is, this is a disease that takes a really long time to get you. Statistically speaking, I'll die of a blood clot or a heart attack or a stroke due to one of those blood clots. And most people, after getting diagnosed, live another 20 years.
So this is like a different story from what Boogie is saying nowadays. When Boogie was caught with his crypto scam, Boogie's number one excuse was, well, I could potentially die of cancer, so I need this money to pay my medical bills. now it's like back then when he first got diagnosed with it, he was just like, oh, it people could live to be about 20 years after being diagnosed with this kind of disorder. Um, so I think it's funny how this situation has escalated and progressed throughout the years. He has also gone on made a YouTube video and has also said that um, that polycythemia could like eventually increase the chances of him getting a heart attack or a stroke, and that he could potentially die from the heart attack and stroke. So he's definitely saying a different tune nowadays, and it's absolutely disgusting that he just plays off of this kind of shit. So let's continue.
So, if you're gonna get a cancer, this is the one to get. You know me and my dark sense of humor. When my doctor told me all of this, I said, if I die of cancer, doc, instead of my morbid obesity, which I've been working so hard on for the last 30 years, I'm gonna be pissed. And, well, the good news is, it might just give me a stroke or heart attack, which is how I was going out anyway. The scary thing about it is that
I just don't understand that. Like, if you're, and maybe it's different for me because my dad was a bodybuilder. I grew up in bodybuilding when I was a kid. I really cared about my fitness. Boyfriend is a bodybuilder. He cares about his fitness too. We're both gym rats. It's absolutely insane to me that you can be as big as Boogie is, right? And get these kind of diagnoses and face like the potential chance of getting a heart attack or a stroke because you're overweight, and that doesn't motivate you to lose weight, or that doesn't motivate you to go to the gym. I guess it's because we're two different people. But if that were me, or if I were in his shoes, or boyfriend were in Boogie's shoes, we would be working out at the gym all the time, especially if we're at Boogie's weight. But that's, I mean, I guess like that's a matter of opinion. It's the difference between me and boyfriend and Boogie. So whatever, yeah.
it eventually can lead to some health conditions, some of which I already have: arthritis, stomach ulcers, leukemia. I could definitely develop into leukemia, but the good news is that's pretty rare, so I don't think that's going to happen. And there's tons of different ways to treat it. I mean, they can draw your blood, like when they donate blood, or taking a daily aspirin is going to help. Getting something to help reduce the itching, which has been really rough for me over the few years. Drugs that reduce the blood cell count, and things along that lines. It's pretty basic, easy stuff, especially at the stage I'm at. All they really want me to do is get a sleep study done, a colonoscopy done, and start taking an aspirin. So that's pretty cool.
So boyfriend and I, because he has this disorder, we're also in the process of we've already done the sleep study, and it has also concluded that boyfriend also has sleep apnea because of well, I don't know if it's in relation to this disorder, but boyfriend also has sleep apnea. But he's also getting, maybe I'm oversharing, so I apologize. And boyfriend, if you're listening to this, I'm so sorry to embarrass you, but I have to be transparent. So boyfriend's also going through he's about to get a colonoscopy too. So we're gonna go through that procedure. So again, what Boogie is describing personally is not what I believe is the polycythemia vera. I think he's just describing what in general his doctor said, and I think he's taking it to that extra extent.
My biggest problem is the best thing for me to do in this situation is to lose some weight as much as I can.
He still hasn't.
Me and my eating disorder.
Like right now he's on, I'm pretty sure he's on that new weight loss drug. I can't remember the name right now. I'm blinking out, but I guarantee you after I stop recording for this video, I'm going to remember it. But Ozempic. Yeah, great. I remember it. um, he's on Ozempic and he's in the process of losing weight. But like throughout the years, he hasn't been losing weight. Like he's been consistently staying at a high weight. So this hasn't motivated him.
Well, I haven't been able to make that work so far. And I don't know if I have what it takes to even at the threat of death to overcome this eating disorder. But by God, it's do or die now.
I feel like he's just completely 100% manipulating his audience where he's like, it's do or die now. And he kind of pauses. If I were Boogie, I wouldn't be able to sit in front of a camera, lie like this to my audience and be able to sleep at night. I would seriously have problems with this if I did do this. And I don't know. I would just feel dirty and disgusting for lying to y'all like that. It's just gross.
Pun unintended. I always wondered if I knew that the food was killing me. I mean, directly killing me. Like, I've already had a heart attack. I'm recovering from it. Or, God forbid, cancer. Like, I always wondered if I knew for sure that the food was killing me. Would that be enough to get me to stop eating? I don't know. Now that I'm here,
It's not. He still drinks, like, Mountain Dew and still eats shitty food. So, obviously not.
I don't know.
And he's clearly lying to his audience right now. So
I guess time is going to...
I'm sorry, guys, but I have absolutely no sympathy for Boogie at all. This is just like 100% personal with me. And it's, like I said, it's absolutely disgusting what Boogie is doing.
I'm going to tell. God, I fucking hope so. It really seems like all this bad stuff is happening at once right now, and I think I'm handling it pretty well. I think that's life or fate or whatever. You know, the holidays are already pretty tough for me. Then some other issues I've been going through. Now this health issue. I think the world tests you, right? And to determine whether you're going to put up or shut up. And I'm a survivor. I've been doing this for 48 years, kicking life's ass, surviving, at the very least surviving, right? So I'm obviously going to survive this.
I don't think he's Survivor. I absolutely don't think Boogie is tough or strong or has the mental toughness to go through things. This guy is more than happy to go around and play the fucking martyr and play the woe is me card and look for sympathy points. I don't think he has the mental toughness to get through anything in life. And I think he just tries to play the victim as much as he can. You know, he's gotten millions of dollars from YouTube. He's gained an audience from YouTube. And part of gaining that audience was him playing the victim card. And I think he's just consistently used to doing that.
Obviously, until I don't. But it's going to take every ounce that the world has to throw at me to get me there. Fuck you. And in terms of the clarity that I referred to earlier, I've known about this for a little over 6 weeks. That it was a probability, though I just got my official diagnosis.
So this is a lie, and this is a lie that we'll talk about later on when Destiny pops in the Lolcow live stream. But Boogie nowadays says that his blood has markers of polycythemia vera, but you don't get officially. Well, I don't know. You could potentially get diagnosed with this with blood testing, but in order to officially get like that confirmation of whether you have it or not, is through bone marrow testing. And I don't think Boogie has gotten his bone marrow tested or has done a biopsy on that. So he's clearly lying right here.
But I hope it gives you an idea of why I've been so worried about my money, why I've been so worried about my career, why I've been so worried about my future, why I've done some of the things I've done and said some of the things I've said.
And I'll pause right there. You know, when boyfriend and I were going through the stuff that we were going through, um, we had like we had both started to prepare ourselves financially just in case one of us does pass away. You know, we've always had life insurance thanks to the company that we work for, but we've kind of increased the life insurance because of this scare that we went through. So we've both prepared ourselves financially just in case one of us dies. So my opinion right there is I don't blame Boogie for wanting to prepare himself for that. What I do blame him for is that he's just lying. He's flat out lying and just being the most dramatic person on earth. Again, you know, it's a very scary situation to go through, and that's where I start to feel for Boogie. But the fact that he lied about this is just something that's inexcusable, and it's not forgivable in my eyes. And although although, well, not really sympathize, although I understand that he had to prepare himself financially and that he's worried about his finances just in case he dies, because I'd gone through the same situation with boyfriend. I don't sympathize with him. I don't feel bad for him. So
Maybe I should have led with this before I asked people to watch my videos or become channel members or whatever. I don't know. This felt very private at the time. But it doesn't feel private anymore, so I'm sharing it.
how does it not feel private to you anymore? Like nowadays, even on the Lolcow Live or yesterday on the Lolcow Live podcast or live stream, he was saying, "Oh, you know, I'm going to try and keep my health private, and I'm not going to release my medical records to show you guys that I actually do have cancer." And you know, uh, now Boogie is definitely a tipster when it comes to the internet. He has to overshare everything. He has to share absolutely everything about his life. You know, part of the documentary on Boogie was him getting naked out of a bathtub, and nobody wants to see that because Boogie is just not an attractive person at all, right? And um nobody wanted to see it. It caused a ton of memes on the internet. People were ridiculing him, and it's just like an overshare. Like I don't know. I just wouldn't be naked in a YouTube video getting out of a bathtub if it were a documentary on me. But whatever. Uh, Boogie, like if it were up to Boogie, if he would get like attention through showing his asshole on the internet, I guarantee you Boogie would show his asshole just to get that little speck of attention. So I don't buy it when he says that he wanted this situation private.
At the end of the day, this diagnosis doesn't really change much. You know, obviously we're going to treat it. Obviously, I'm going to get the sleep study done, update my CPAP machine, get the colonoscopy done, make sure there's no other issue.
This is why, and it's crazy that he's saying this. Like he was saying this 2 years ago, right? And he's still in the process of doing this shit. He still hasn't gotten a colonoscopy, even though he was saying this 2 years ago. Well, let's see if he was for sure. I believe this was 2 years ago. Let's see. It was a year ago. So a year ago, he was saying, "Oh, I have to get a colonoscopy. I gotta get a sleep study," and he still hasn't done that. Like when boyfriend and I were going through the situation with him, we did the sleep study right away. We're doing the colonoscopy within like the next few weeks. So it's absolutely insane that he's he's been saying this for like a year. He's like, "Oh, I got to get a colonoscopy. I got to get I got to still do the sleep study." And it's like, "Bro, you don't fucking care. You don't care about your health. You absolutely do not care." It's just so annoying. I'm so tired of seeing seeing Boogie just be freaking mediocre and just floating by and being happy with what he does in life, or with the shitty behavior that he does in life. And it's gross.
Choose to worry about. I'm going to continue to try to lose weight and continue to try to improve my brain and try to continue to work here on YouTube, and hopefully people will watch. Maybe they won't. You know, that's okay. That's okay. I'm going to keep doing what I do because, you know, that's who I am. Somebody on Twitter recommended I start my bucket list. I did that back in 2017, brother. I went to Disney, I went to New York, I went to LA, I traveled the country, I spent time with friends, I met fans, I met fellow YouTubers. I got to
That's a weird flex.
do all the things I wanted to do, right? The only thing left for me to do is get control of my eating disorder, get control of my brain, and be the healthiest I've ever been. But there's really nowhere else I need to go, nothing else I need to see. I went back home. I saw the cool places I wanted to see. I spent time with the people I wanted to spend time with. I would like to meet more fans. I would like to meet more creators. I'd like to spend time with the fans. And
Well, after this situation, you're for sure not going to have any fans. That's for sure.
friends that I know. But shit, I'm pretty satisfied all told. If I died tomorrow, I'd be okay with that. I got it done.
You'd be okay with knowing that you lied about having cancer?
I got most of it done. What is left now is concentrating on healing this, and using my channel to entertain, educate, and give hope to people. Like, that's all I want
You didn't give hope to anyone.
left in the world. And it seems doable. Seems within reach. Certainly within the next 20 years. I've been on the phone with friends and family all day. I've been talking to as many people as I could about this. And I'm very fortunate that I have phone therapy in about 15 minutes. So I'm excited to go get that done.
I seriously wonder if he has told his family about this, and I wonder if they know that he's lying.
Just processing this. And I hope I didn't put too much on you. Hope it doesn't bother you that much. I hope you'll know that I'm going to be okay. Until I'm not. And that happens to all of us. Death comes for us all. But what do we say to the God of death? Not today, motherfucker. Not today. And before I leave you, I want to make it very clear. I'm not asking for donations. I'm not asking for channel memberships. I'm not asking you to check out a sponsor. I'm not asking you to buy a shirt. In fact, I'm not even going to put ads on this video. I don't want to monetize this in any way. I felt you guys deserved to know. So there you go. So I'm going to go do therapy, sit with my dogs in my lap, talk to my friends, and process this. And I hope things go well for you. There's going to be plenty more videos to come. There's going to be plenty more Boogie in your life. Don't worry about it. As always, thanks for watching. I love you very much. And I will speak with you again soon. And if you made it all the way to the end of this video, can I get a fuck cancer in chat?
Really? Really? This is like so freaking cringe. So cringe. Like he's using the fuck cancer thing. It's just, a lot of people use that and they actually mean it. A lot of people say that and they're actually scared. This person said fuck cancer and lied. So disgusting. All right, guys. So we are now at the part where Destiny confronts Boogie on his findings. So what happened in the video that we're watching now is, and this video is by Destiny. It was put out like a day ago, or maybe even a few hours ago. I can't remember. Destiny spent some time on stream researching polycythemia And Destiny concluded the same thing that I concluded, that polycythemia is caused by, polycythemia is caused by sleep apnea and taking testosterone and obesity and several other factors. And like I said, boyfriend has sleep apnea and boyfriend has taken testosterone or taken steroids. Again, we don't do that anymore since boyfriend's diagnosis. But he concluded the same thing as I. The polycythemia is, or like the secondary polycythemia is caused by these factors. Boogie specifically hits all those factors. So Boogie has sleep apnea. Boogie also is obese, and Boogie has also taken hormone replacement therapy. So boyfriend, being 51 years old, has only hit 2 of those targets of secondary polycythemia, where Boogie has hit 3 of the targets, 3 of the factors of secondary polycythemia. So again, I think Boogie jumped the gun and went ahead and just assumed that he has polycythemia vera without fully getting tested on whether it's secondary polycythemia instead of the vera part. Now, I noticed earlier in the overview that Boogie provides in his earlier video, the overview shows that polycythemia vera is specifically the bone marrow that the bone marrow is overproducing red blood cells, and that's what is causing polycythemia vera. Secondary polycythemia is just in your blood, not in the bone marrow or not in your bone. So Boogie has gone around the last few days saying that he's going to get a bone biopsy, and he's going to figure out if it's the vera type, or if he's going to get us. He doesn't say figure out, but he says he's going to get a secondary opinion because he hopes he doesn't have it. And I think he's lying, to where I think he's going to get his bone marrow tested to where if it shows the polycythemia vera. Boogie is mixing things up where, yes, your blood is going to show markers of polycythemia, but it's not going to show markers of polycythemia vera because it's only in the bone marrow. It's not in your blood. And what Boogie describes is, when he talks about it, he says, I specifically have polycythemia vera in my blood. And he's like, I have blood markers. And it's like, nobody, you have polycythemia or secondary polycythemia in your blood. You have to get tested for polycythemia vera in the bone, or when you do a bone biopsy. But let's start with this confrontation and see how things go.
Let's see if it works. Good luck.
Join video call. Oh my God, there's so many people.
Ladies.
Also, I want it noted that this guy right here, so Nicolas Deorio's Twitter handle is at Bunty King. And this guy right here thinks Nicolas Deorio's Bunty King. So what a loser. Nicolas Deorio is not the real Bunty King, by the way. But this guy thought Nicolas Deorio was Bunty King. What a total loser.
Ladies and gentlemen, a popular streamer by the name of Destiny.
Yeah, I know.
Where the fuck is our webcam at?
Listen, probably OBS is using it.
Oh my God. Hold on. We're turning the camera on.
I have to delete it.
You guys literally.
Oh, I guess they're having technical difficulties. So we're going to fast forward it just a little.
Oh,
How you guys?
I mean, some of you.
Don't
at
be
least.
so friendly. Okay, we don't need him. Don't worry about him.
Yeah, you're not. You can say whatever you want, and it's gonna be like we said it.
All right, are we good to go?
Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead. You're good.
Okay. Boogie2988, you are being confronted tonight.
They literally said 2488. It was supposed to be 2988. What a doofus.
I am 99% sure that you are faking.
No, don't move.
You are faking your cancer diagnosis, Boogie.
Okay, let's hear that.
Let's hear that.
I like how like Boogie just acts perplexed, and it's just like, bro, how are you acting perplexed? Like the gig is up. Like you had your run, right? It's up. Like just come clean with it. He's acting perplexed, and it's just like people aren't stupid. People will look into this.
Did the doctor ever tell you, or did he ever say the word cancer?
He said polycythemia vera, which is a form of cancer, as he explained it to me.
A good doctor would not say that. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. The doctor would warn him, just like what our primary care doctor did when we were about to go see the blood specialist. He said, hey, potentially this test could lead to having polycythemia vera. This is a form of cancer. Just be cautious. Just prepare yourself, okay? And we prepared ourselves, but then it ended up when we went and got the test done, it was not that. It was just secondary polycythemia. So I would not think his doctor would just straight up tell him based off of one blood test that he has polycythemia vera. The doctor is going to want to have, like, if one blood test shows that it comes back with polycythemia vera or polycythemia in general, I'm sure the doctor is going to want to test the bone marrow. And Boogie admits to himself that he has not gotten the biopsy, the bone biopsy. So he doesn't, I guarantee you, he doesn't even know that whether he has it or not. He's just going off, jumping to conclusions and saying that he does have it.
And no, it is not secondary polycythemia, which is Nicolas Deorio's explanation for this bullshit.
So I think it is secondary polycythemia. Can you explain?
Well, then why would he call it polycythemia vera? Why would he tell me that I have hormone markers in my blood?
I don't think. And again, okay, let me play this because Boogie is about to lie here.
That tells me I have polycythemia vera. Why?
Polycythemia vera is diagnosed when you do a bone biopsy. It's not diagnosed with the blood markers. Again, when boyfriend and I went to the doctor, we got tested and we were told specifically it's secondary polycythemia. If it were polycythemia vera, we would have gotten a bone biopsy.
Order a bone marrow biopsy.
Because, see, there's the lie again. He says bone marrow biopsy because polycythemia vera is specifically only in the fucking bone marrow. It's not in the blood. If it were in the blood, then it's secondary polycythemia.
To confirm it.
Well, if he ordered a bone marrow biopsy to confirm it, it would be weird that you told us that you already had a diagnosis and a confirmation. If it has
because the markers are in my blood, the hormone markers are in my blood.
Correct.
That's clearly a lie. The hormone markers are in the blood because he has secondary polycythemia. And I will die on this hill. I will be 100% certain on this. He has secondary polycythemia.
But you said that you'd received the diagnosis, but now you just told me that you got a bone marrow biopsy to confirm.
It's a diagnosis, and now we're confirming.
Sure.
It's called a confirmation.
It's not a diagnosis.
The hormone markers are already in my blood.
Yep.
The hormone markers can't be in your blood because it would only be in the fucking bone marrow, you fucking loser.
So I think what happened is, Boogie, based on everything...
biopsy because I'm wanting to do that, because I'm praying to God I don't fucking have cancer.
He doesn't care.
I'm praying to God I'm taking the 1 in a million fucking chance that they're fucking wrong, and that there's another reason that I have the hormone fucking imbalances in my blood.
Yeah, why are you praying to God 2 years after you said that you have cancer, that you don't have cancer?
See, Destiny just caught him in a lie. For sure, in a lie. And dude, still fucking drinking Mountain Dew, by the way. Still drinking Mountain Dew.
Because 2 years ago, they told me I have polycythemia vera based on the fact that I had increased red blood cell counts, increased hemoglobin, and the hormone markers in my blood. And it all spelled pretty definitively that I have this.
No. So what he's describing is exactly what... I keep looping because he keeps looping. He's describing exactly what boyfriend and I went through. Exactly. Like to the T. To the T. To the T. It's secondary polycythemia. That is what he's describing. He's mixing up the Vera part.
And so he wanted to get a bone marrow biopsy.
Or you know what? I'm not going to even say he's mixing up the Vera part. He's being manipulative and using Vera so he can appeal to his audience and get donation money.
But it isn't.
Because like a few days ago, Boogie had like, or a month ago on June 9th, Boogie tweeted that he was possibly considering opening a GoFundMe for his cancer. He was considering it. Like, so he was about to further scam his fan base into giving them money because he has cancer and he needs money for medical bills.
Intrusive and expensive, so they decided to forego it. I would like to still get it done because I am hopeful, I am praying that there's a fucking merciful God of the world that would be willing to fucking let this be wrong, even though it most certainly is not.
So why are you talking about expensive cancer treatments if they don't even know if you have cancer? That nothing has been confirmed yet. It's been 2 years.
They're treating it, dipshit.
They're not.
Because they've been treating it for 2 fucking years.
How are they treating it, Boogie?
Blood test, blood thinners, bloodletting, medications. They're trying to get my weight down.
Yes.
I'm seeing the doctor every 3 fucking months. I'm doing blood tests every fucking month. We're doing it.
Yep.
So they don't know.
Why would you even do blood tests every single month? The blood test is going to conclude the same thing. Why would you do a blood test every single month? Like, that's expensive. What are you on, dude?
Cancer or not. So can I understand
hold my fucking hand?
Well, sure. So I mean, I can explain. So I can explain everything, right? So Boogie has a condition called polycythemia, which means there's an elevation in his
polycythemia vera.
No.
Polycythemia vera.
I want to hear the guy that actually knows something.
Polycythemia vera. He knows more about my fucking medical diagnosis than I do.
Guarantee. Well,
He probably does. Boogie's just being a loser that's just like jumping to conclusions and being absolutely dramatic with this diagnosis.
Fuck ahead. I was in the fucking room. My girlfriend was in the fucking room. And they told me, so go right the fuck ahead, Destiny. Go right the fuck ahead.
Yo, be nice. Be nice,
okay,
Boogie.
yeah, I will go ahead. Okay, so I think that Boogie was told that he has polycythemia, which means he has an elevation.
Also, I think it's absolutely hilarious that XQC is just like laughing in the background
Of his red blood cells. Now, there is a cancer known as polycythemia vera, which is caused by a mutation in some part of your body that causes
the bone marrow
elevation of 3 different levels of things that you'll find. One of those is the red blood cell count. However, when Boogie was talking about the polycythemia, he mentioned a couple things that I thought were interesting. The first was that taking an exogenous hormone, TRT, testosterone, that caused a increase in him developing this condition. So taking testosterone will not cause you to develop a cancer. That doesn't, not for this particular cancer, it won't. It will cause you to develop secondary polycythemia. And the second thing that he mentioned was
which Boogie has.
That his doctor ordered a sleep study. That's because
Boogie admits to having this.
Because one of the things that can cause your body to produce more red blood cells is if you have hypoxemia, which is a lower count of, or a low amount of oxygen in your blood for an extended period of time. And the reason why he ordered that sleep study is probably because Boogie either has pulmonary obstructive something, or he has, as he mentioned, sleep apnea. And sleep apnea, which is a decrease in oxygen overnight, can lead to a decrease in oxygen in your blood, which can lead to an increase in the production of red blood cells. All of the things that Boogie described, both the things that cause this and the treatments for it, are consistent with secondary polycythemia. None of these are consistent with cancer, and the fact that he's saying that they've now ordered a biopsy 2 years after. Wait, 2 years after. Let me just finish real quick. Let me finish.
See, this is where like he starts to interrupt Boogie, or Boogie starts to interrupt Destiny, because Boogie fucking knows that Destiny is right. He knows he's right. He absolutely knows that he's right. But he's got to manipulate. He has to say something. He has got to say a lie. He can't let Destiny just say these facts just outright without him interjecting, because he's trying to manipulate everyone.
Real quick. Real quick.
He's not done. He's not done.
Yeah. 2 years ago, you said that you had a cancer diagnosis, but now you just said now they're doing a biopsy to check for cancer. Confirmation.
Okay, to confirm whether it's cancer or not, like, bro, when you have the disorder, your doctor is going to want to do the confirmation right away, not wait a year, not just sit a year and do nothing and then just automatically assume this. No. You want to do the bone marrow biopsy right away. He sat on it for a fucking year.
Not actually confirming it yet? For 2 years you've been having a cancer treatment without confirming there's actually cancer there?
Because it was in my blood markers, and that's pretty goddamn definitive. You can.
No, it's not. It is. It's. So the blood markers are only definitive for the secondary polycythemia, not for what Boogie is describing as polycythemia vera. Boogie is such a freaking loser that he's just jumping to conclusions and absolutely assuming that he has polycythemia vera before even getting the biopsy. And polycythemia vera is specifically in the bone, not in the blood. Specifically in the bone.
You can Google that, Destiny. When you have the hormones, when you have the hormone in the blood that is produced by this cancer, it's pretty goddamn definitive. It doesn't show up for just the shit sakes of it.
Can I say something real quick?
Yes.
Boogie, you want to keep saying you're the patient, you know what your body has.
Yes.
But when I go to the doctor, they give me shit like this, which is like papers.
Because I was going to say, Boogie can end this whole thing. Show me a single document with polycythemia vera on it. You don't have one. I don't think the doctor ever diagnosed you with it. And
the doctor wouldn't diagnose him with it. If a doctor did do that, that doctor is very irresponsible, absolutely irresponsible, and that's medical malpractice. And they should no longer have their medical license.
Can I ask you something, Destiny? Is it possible that when the doctor was seeing him, they were asking you could have polycythemia, if I'm saying it correctly, or polycythemia vera, but you don't have the cancer version. You have this version.
Correct.
There is
polycythemia.
I'm asking him. Is it? It could be like a lost in translation type situation.
Yeah. So polycythemia.
It is a lost in translation type of situation. But not only that, Boogie is just too stupid to realize it. He's just jumping to conclusions again.
Anemia just means you have an elevation of red blood cells. That's all it means. Your red blood cell count is high. And
so
I think
you can just be fat and sleep apnea can create
sleep apnea could do it. Yeah, anything. Yeah, like that could cause it. And
Tommy, what are you doing? Tommy's trying to figure out if he has it in the call. Tommy, you're silly. You don't go to a doctor, you silly. You're silly. But again, secondary polycythemia is caused by sleep apnea, testosterone therapy, obesity, and other medical conditions. Boogie is obese, used to take testosterone, and has sleep apnea. It's the same as boyfriend. Boyfriend was also diagnosed with secondary polycythemia because he has sleep apnea and he used to take steroids.
And the fact that Boogie said, we knew that when I was taking TRT, this was a risk of that. That means that that risk is to develop
I love how XQC is just laughing.
secondary polycythemia. That was the risk, and then that is what ended up happening, unfortunately. But it's not cancer. That was induced because of just a low oxygenation of the blood.
So why? Explain to me, Destiny, why there are markers, hormone markers in my blood that have tested positively for polycythemia vera.
Because you have secondary polycythemia and you're being a loser and just jumping to conclusions and assuming it's vera. When vera, that specific polycythemia, vera, is in the bone marrow, not the blood.
If there was, then he wouldn't
Just
have.
look at one of your medical papers, dude.
Yeah,
I'm
if
never showing any of these motherfuckers my medical paper. Go fuck yourself. I said that 2 years ago, and I'm staying by it now. Destiny, Jackson, Clark, Keemstar, you can see it when I fucking die. It's my fucking goddamn medical record. I've given you every goddamn phone call. I've given you every fucking text.
See, like Wings is showing his medical records. It's just like, bro, it's so simple.
I've given it. It's never made a single goddamn thing better. I'm not gonna fucking do it. Go fuck yourselves.
You could
Go
easily
fuck
end
yourselves.
this right now by just showing
I would rather
the
you
diagnosis.
motherfuckers. I would rather you motherfuckers continue to LARP. I would rather you motherfuckers continue to LARP.
Okay, well, no,
It's not LARPing. It's literally not LARPing. Like, Boogie, you're the one that's LARPing, dude. You are literally LARPing. You're LARPing as a cancer patient. You're a fucking loser.
But here's an easy question.
Goddamn thing. The last goddamn thing.
You're the one
last
accused
piece
of
of
LARPing.
fucking security I have in the fucking world.
So the
You're the one being
easy
accused
the
of
easy thing
LARPing.
here is if there are blood markers that definitively confirm polycythemia vera as a blood cancer, then why are they doing a biopsy?
Because they're trying to confirm it. I guarantee you. Boogie is about to say confirm. Because the doctor doesn't know whether he has secondary polycythemia or polycythemia vera. Boogie is just jumping to conclusions and assuming that he has polycythemia vera.
Because I'm insisting on it.
And not only that, he's not taking the fucking test that will help him conclude that diagnosis. He's been sitting on this cancer claim for like 2 years. He's done the sleep study. He hasn't even gotten the colonoscopy. Hasn't even done a bone biopsy for it yet. It's like, dude, you're such a idiot. You are such an idiot.
Because I'm
Drop the
hoping they're
microphone.
wrong.
No, wait. Why would you have to insist on a biopsy if you can confirm with a with blood markers? It's because you can't.
Because I'm hoping that I are wrong.
If
Because
you're
I'm
hoping they're wrong, then
wrong.
why 2 years ago were you talking about fighting cancer? Why would you be talking
Because
about
I
like
have been for 2 years.
fighting
No.
cancer? How? With
No.
what? With
Listen,
blood?
He has not been fighting cancer. Like he's such a freaking loser. What? So like Boogie, because you have man titties, do you have breast cancer now? Like you the likelihood of you getting cancer first would be would be getting breast cancer first, okay? Then regular cancer, okay? Then blood cancer, okay? You get breast cancer first. Shut the fuck up.
Thinners?
Oh, this one's for you, Boogie.
Because oh god damn it.
Oh my god, they're literally putting an L for him.
You treat polycythemia vera almost identically to the way that you treat polycythemia because you can't
Drop
attack
this
the
champ.
cancer directly. All you can do is treat the symptoms, and the symptoms are identical to polycythemia because it's the same fucking thing with
No, it's not the same fucking thing. It's two different things. Literally, it's two different things.
the exception of one
Like, Boogie, never be a fucking doctor because you do not know how this works. You don't know how that works.
is getting caused by an external source, and the other is being caused by fucking cancer. And in this case, it's getting caused by fucking cancer, Destiny.
So I do think there are
Sorry.
different treatments available for polycythemia vera, and I think that the outcomes for that are significantly worse than just having it induced by some other thing like sleep apnea or
course.
hypoxia. But I mean,
Of
if you
course.
wanted to,
But
if you
the
wanted to,
treatment plan is pretty identical.
Yeah,
the
so-
treatment plan is pretty identical.
so if there are two huge things. So one, you could show it to a private party and they could confirm, somebody like Keemstar. But two, the issue is that if you want to keep your medical issues to yourself, I think everybody is entitled to that right, obviously.
I also don't think like Boogie knows who the fuck he's talking to. He's talking to Destiny of all people. Like, Destiny is going to know how to win an argument. He's going to know because he's been like this debate bro kind of thing. He knows all the tactics that Boogie uses. It's just like, Boogie, you're not going to win in this conversation.
But if you're going to
I
come
should
out,
have never talked about it to begin with. I should have never talked about it to begin with.
well, hold on.
This,
No, wait, hold on. Stop. Hold
One
on.
of the reasons I was going to do a GoFundMe was because they verify, for the record. They verify.
They verify?
So
that would be the third party that I would
yeah,
go
so
for.
GoFundMe does not do the best verification, as has been proven multiple times in the past.
Obviously, they aren't really good with verification because Keffel's got away with it.
But the issue is that you say that you shouldn't have talked about it, but the fact is that you did the day that you got the diagnosis. You were like, well, I was considering doing this, but I just got my diagnosis today. So
No,
you weren't considering, you did it
I sat on
instantly.
it for a while. I sat on it for a while.
Wait,
I
on
sat
your
on it for a
tweet,
while.
did you not say that I got my diagnosis today and then talk about it?
They told me, okay. They told me in the office that they were worried about it. Then they did the blood tests. Then, yes, I did tweet about it on the day that I got confirmation. But I sat on it for a couple of months before, or for a couple of weeks before talking about it because
That was in the video, but then he tweets it. He said it in the video like a year ago, but then tweets about it like in 2022. So like he said it in 2022, then says it in the video that he made a year ago, but then like says, "Oh, I sat on it for a few weeks." No, you didn't. You clearly did not. You're clearly lying.
it took a while for us to get the blood results.
So you sat on it when you didn't know the answer? That's not called sitting on it. That's just called waiting for an answer. Also, if you were so keen on diagnosing whether you had cancer or not, why would you wait 2 years to get the
I don't know if you've
biopsy?
ever followed my Twitter before, but I tend to tweet shit as it happens. This one I started to
Real-time news, motherfucker.
I don't understand why you're waiting. I don't understand why you wait 2 years.
Cancer
Yeah,
diagnosis.
Cancer's pretty fucking serious.
There is no cancer.
Cancer's pretty fucking
It's secondary
serious.
polycythemia. There is no cancer here. There's no proof of it. You can't show anybody
Literally, XQC. It's just laughing.
proof of it because
He's having so much fun with this.
it's not real. And yeah, I don't know.
Why is he cheering? Like, what, Boogie, like, why are you cheering, doing a cheers with, like, Mountain Dew? Like, bro, like, you have fucking cancer and you're drinking Mountain Dew, right? Like, why? Why? It's like the person that's, like, on oxygen and they're, like, smoking cigarettes. Why? Literally, why? This is why I'm seriously convinced that like Boogie just like does not care about his health. He does not care about his health, doesn't want to lose weight, doesn't want to take care of himself. He just doesn't fucking care.
As somebody that my kids'
And if he doesn't care, then why should we care? Why is he making us care?
mom had cancer, it's just a little bit gross, I feel like, when people are talking publicly about fighting cancer and
Who is
stuff.
the person that faked cancer before, the chick? You know who I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, only had
Oh, you have to listen to this guy because he copes really hard about the Bunty King meme.
cancer once. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's
I
a
don't
vintage
remember.
meme.
Nah, that's
a
classic.
vintage.
Wasn't
See,
it Emily from RuneScape or
There's
something?
so many people that don't know that meme right now.
Yeah.
You're coping, bro. You thought Nicolas Deorio was Bunty King. Stop coping.
As Boogie, is it possible that you just jumped the gun
That guy's coping because he didn't know the Bunty King meme.
on releasing your diagnosis thing?
No.
You don't think you jumped the gun a little bit?
Anything is possible, sure.
I just don't understand why you
He jumped the gun.
won't just go grab a piece of paper and just disprove them.
Because I
you
don't
have
have
all these
printouts
feelings.
He has nothing with those words on it.
Number two, and like I said a year ago, when these motherfuckers tried to get it to begin with,
Hold on.
this is the one last
this is a
thing I have
shitty
left.
excuse,
You
but this
motherfuckers
is
were in my marriage. You guys were in everything else. You're in every aspect.
We weren't like nobody was in your marriage. You literally shared with everybody that you're getting a divorce. You were like so fucking public about it. Like, bro, nobody wanted to hear about your marriage.
To my life.
Nobody wants to hear the fact that you fuck prostitutes. Like, no one wants to hear that shit.
Fuck you. Let me have one goddamn.
what
You're
guy?
trying to tell me
Let me-
I
like cancer.
would rather
Is it one guy?
Exerto tomorrow.
That's everybody.
Lead Boogie lies about cancer than to hand this shit over to you pieces of shit. That's
about
just.
this?
I'd rather
Can
do
you
that.
get-
I'd rather
can you
do
get
that.
access-
Go ahead, print it,
Boogie.
Exerto. Go ahead and print it.
Can you get your patient portal up on your phone and like send it
Sure,
to Tommy
and I'm
or
not going
somebody?
to.
He's
Sure,
never doing that. He
absolutely.
does not have a cancer diagnosis.
Not-
There is
we're
0%
not going
chance
to
that he
do
has one. Every leading thing for this cancer diagnosis the doctor talked about has to do with secondary polycythemia. The sleep apnea was a contributor to that, and the TRT was a contributor to that.
Except for the hormone markers in my blood. Except for
Yeah, but if you had hormone markers for it, that's either a definitive diagnosis, in which case you wouldn't be getting a biopsy 2 years later, or it wasn't definitive, and you would have gotten a biopsy 2 years later instead of saying they're treating you for cancer for 2.
It wasn't definitive. Or no, it was definitive. It was definitive as secondary polycythemia.
Years. You just said before that you don't have the money for extra medical stuff. If they don't need that test to confirm cancer, why would you spend extra money on a biopsy they don't need?
I don't know if you heard of this, Destiny. I just got a bit of a windfall.
Ooh.
Might have heard about it.
Yeah.
He's so fucking ugly. Like, look, that's how manipulative and disgusting he is. Like, he is so pissed that Destiny is owning this guy. Like, he's so pissed that Destiny is owning him, right? Absolutely pissed. He's getting caught in his lie, and then he's going to say snarky shit like that. Absolutely gross. So gross.
You may have heard of it.
We have,
What's
yes,
that? What's a
he
windfall?
did a $10,000 crypto scam, using partly his cancer thing as an excuse for why he needed to scam his fans. But
I just want to. I want to join real
$10,000?
quick
That seems
because
like-
you just got caught lying about me
Sure,
to
go
Coffee
ahead.
Seems like a lot of
Sure,
effort
right.
to go through.
And
No, I
now,
didn't.
and now
I
you're
told
being
Coffee
confronted.
exactly that. I
And
told
now
Coffee
you're being
exactly what I told
confronted
him.
on.
So here comes Keem talking about the lie that Boogie said to Coffeezilla.
One of the biggest lies
agree
on
with Boogie on
internet
this. I don't-
history.
I don't
I can't
consider
take
it
this
Go ahead.
seriously.
It is the biggest lie. Like, nobody has ever lied about having cancer. Nobody else has ever done it.
And you won't prove it?
No,
And you won't
no.
prove it?
I'd rather
If-
you go ahead and print it.
If
Print it.
this is true,
Go ahead,
if
print
this
it.
is true and you lied
Go
about
ahead, print
cancer,
it.
this is the biggest scandal on the f***ing
And
internet.
it's not,
you're
but
getting
go ahead
in
and print it
your
anyway.
Biggest scandal.
Go ahead and
Prove
print it
it.
anyway.
Yeah.
I ain't pretty much
Prove
proving
it.
none of you motherfuckers. I
Fucking
said this
prove
2
it.
years ago, and I'm not doing it today. Go right ahead. Print it. Print it the way
You can tell Keem is pissed off. I've never seen Keemstar that mad.
it is. Go right ahead.
Print it. Run it.
I'm okay,
Okay,
with that.
so I guess just to wrap up,
Right.
because we don't want to take all you guys' time tonight.
Very
so just as
busy
a couple
people.
things, right? So the story as laid out,
Yes.
if you look up secondary polycythemia versus
Yes.
polycythemia vera, all of the leading things that Boogie talks about leading to his condition are consistent with secondary polycythemia, not the mutation that would cause polycythemia vera. The things that Boogie says that his doctor wants him to check for afterwards, like doing a sleep study, are consistent with
Secondary polycythemia. Again, I've been saying it through this entire video. Boyfriend and I did this exact process where, again, primary care doctor prepared us and was like, hey, I want you to go to a blood specialist. This could possibly be polycythemia vera. I want you to prepare yourself because it could possibly conclude that, right? We went to the doctor, got the blood test done. Doctor said secondary polycythemia. We got tested for sleep apnea. Boyfriend has sleep apnea. And then now we're about to go to the colonoscopy and get tested with that, right? Literally, Boogie went through the exact same process as we went through. Boyfriend was diagnosed with secondary polycythemia. Boogie was most likely diagnosed with secondary polycythemia. Boyfriend was not diagnosed with polycythemia vera. I guarantee you, I'll freaking swear on the Torah. I swear on the Torah that Boogie does not have polycythemia vera, and he was never diagnosed with it.
secondary polycythemia, not primary polycythemia,
also
and the fact that he says, I'm almost done.
yeah.
The fact that he says that he had the blood markers or something to confirm it 2 years ago, but is now getting a biopsy for secondary confirmation, even though he says he doesn't have the money for medical bills, but I guess now that he does have money, he's going to waste all of it on biopsying things that are already confirmed, or at least confirmed enough that he wanted to talk about it publicly for 2 years ago, and then use it to fundraise the money.
You can only confirm it with the blood, the bone marrow test. Well, you can also confirm it with the blood test. Never mind. Well, no, you wouldn't be able. No, I take that back. You can't confirm it with the test, with the blood test only. You would have to do the biopsy. And I guarantee you, because Boogie is saying that he has the markers in his blood, it's secondary polycythemia. He probably went to his doctor and was just like, let's get a bone biopsy because I think I have polycythemia vera. And the doctor's probably looking at him like, what? No, you have secondary polycythemia. But okay, if you want to waste your money, we can get a bone biopsy.
That he now has so that he can do the biopsy that I don't even think he's doing, by the way. I don't think he's actually doing that biopsy. I think that's a lie as well. And if you wanted to disprove If you wanted to disprove it, all he has to do is show a private party this particular medical thing, and yeah, and it would be.
That's also fraud. That's just fraud.
To summarize, Jesse, you're basically saying he's kind of unlucky he doesn't have cancer.
I mean,
that's so true, Tommy. He is unlucky. I guarantee you, Boogie wishes he had cancer now. How much do you want to bet within like the next few weeks, Boogie goes and gets a bone marrow biopsy? And then it concludes that he doesn't have it. But then he's going to sit there and lie and say that he actually does have it. Guarantee you, he's going to come back to the internet and say, guys, I did the bone biopsy, and the bone biopsy says I have it. He's lying. You're a liar.
I mean, for this particular case, yeah. I mean, if he wants, here, I'll do this. If Boogie can confirm that he has polycythemia vera, and he actually has like a doctor confirmation of the blood cancer, I'll throw $5,000 towards his medical treatment. I'll make that personal pledge right now.
Get 10,000. You're not seeing my medical records for 20, not for 50. You're not seeing my medical records.
$5,000.
I said
I don't get it. You leak your own medical history, but you won't leak
Just remember, okay, so then I just want people to remember in the future then, when Boogie says, I have to do XYZ scam to raise money because my medical bills are hurting so much, he can speak publicly about his medical issues to scam his fans to raise money, but he can't take $5,000 to privately confirm a diagnosis that he already publicly said that he has.
So true, Destiny. So true. And not only that, on Lolcow Live, even after this conversation, we're not going to watch the rest of the Lolcow Live. But later on, the people start to pledge more money to for Boogie to prove that he does actually have this. The amount, it started out at $5,000 with Destiny, but the amount led up to $100,000. So if Boogie went on the internet or went on and confirmed that he does have this type of cancer, then he would get $100,000. But he couldn't even do that.
Doesn't make any sense, but okay.
Even I have a fucking limit. Even I have a fucking limit.
What's the limit though? I think you can probably understand that he. There's a big history of people.
And he doesn't have a limit. This guy absolutely does not have a limit. He's overshared with everything in his life. What did I say earlier in the stream? Or not stream. I'm not live streaming right now. Earlier in the video, I said if Boogie would ever get attention by doing this, he would literally show his asshole, his hairy asshole, his hairy, disgusting dingleberry butthole. If it were him, if he were able to get attention through that. That's how desperate Boogie is.
I guess scamming people with cancer, and it's like the worst of the worst. And you're getting confronted with that right now, and your response to that is nuh-uh.
Go ahead.
I'm not going ahead. I'm explaining to you.
Go ahead. Go right the fuck ahead. I don't care.
I'm not going ahead with anything.
He's speaking to you.
No, I'm saying
I'm trying to explain to you why.
I like how we see Boogie just check out because he's just like he's going to his comfort zone and looking at his phone because he's trying to find the lie that he told himself. What have I said? I've always say this all the time. It is the lies that you tell yourself that are the most detrimental.
Why we're in this situation is just that people view this as one of the lowest things, right? It's about as bad as it gets.
You have polycythemia vera. Why aren't you just trying to disprove that, other than them making you look like you're
because 2 years ago,
cancer for a donation?
2 years ago, I'd rather that than the.
Why would you rather that? That's so stupid.
This is the last thing I have is my medical.
All right, do you care about this anymore?
If I hand this over, I've given over literally every goddamn thing.
What if you give it directly to Destiny himself? I mean,
you literally are naked on fucking YouTube in a video with millions of views. What are you talking about? You want to have a sense of privacy? You were literally naked in a YouTube video. What are you on?
I mean, this
it's
is
funnier if we just hang up on them.
Medical records. All
I think that's hilarious that his response to getting owned is fuck Destiny. Yeah, because he owns you.
And you know what? This might have turned out differently had he messaged me the night before, and we had the conversation.
Yeah. You wouldn't have nagged him for a whole night not to come out.
Why leak the whole medical history, not just the confirmation?
Because I don't know. I have no idea.
All right. Well, hey, thanks a lot, guys. Cool. We'll see you guys
Take
later.
care, Destiny.
Bye.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, man. Good night, guys.
Yeah. Have a pleasant evening.
Bro, I was so right. 100%. He was faking it, right? None of his story makes sense. I was so right.
I don't fucking know.
It's kind of hard not to pull a fucking soldier boy and just go, and you fat as fuck or some shit.
Why?
Oh my God. Seriously, XQC is awesome.
Is that where your mind is going right away? Oh my God. Dude, I didn't watch this, but apparently it was a good documentary. Is the whole...
Okay, I don't care. This guy still freaking is coping about the Bunty King meme. Get fucking owned, Bunty King loser. Anyways, that is it for today, guys. I hope you like my video. I'm sorry I got emotional at the start of the video. You know, this is something that I take very seriously. I don't take it lightly because you know, boyfriend and I had that scare. We're okay. We're okay. He doesn't we're both fine. He's still being himself. Right now he's watching TV. He just got back from, I think he just got back from the gym or something. But he's okay. We're okay. We just went through the scare, and it's absolutely frustrating to see Boogie lie about this, because this is something that is a situation that I personally went through, and it was really scary for me to go through. But it's a scary situation that you're deciding to lie about. And it's just like, I could not imagine lying about the situation. It's just like, we didn't tell anybody when this was happening. I didn't say anything on the internet at all. You saw tweets, like vague tweets about me, like, with my health and with boyfriend's health, but I didn't make a specific announcement about this. And boyfriend didn't go around telling the world about this. He was definitely tough and got through it. He toughened up. You know, it's crazy how strong boyfriend is, and I'm just perplexed on how strong he is. I'm definitely not that. I wear my emotions on my sleeve, and I'm fully blunt and upfront with my emotions. So again, it's really shitty to see Boogie lie about this. I don't think there's any way for him to come back from this. You know, Keemstar says that he's still welcome on Lolcow Live. I don't think it's a great idea to keep him on Lolcow Live. I think he should be fired. He definitely has some shit to work out, and his girlfriend is definitely an enabler. But I love you guys. Happy what it's today? It's Thursday. Happy Thursday. I hope you have a good day today. I'll see you on Saturday. No, I'll see you Sunday. Okay? Bye.
Actually, guitar guy has joined us, and I wrote some lyrics, and I hope you enjoy, okay? Yeah. Well, my dad is dead, yeah, my dad died. He had lung cancer, and it made him die. Thanks to God's mercy, he drowned in his own blood. He drowned in his own blood. He drowned in his own blood. Yeah, dad died, and he drowned in his own blood. He drowned in his own blood. He drowned in his own blood. Jesus loved him, so he drowned in his own blood. He drowned in his own blood. He drowned in his own blood. It sucks!